Hi everyone, this is Lazy Fire, and welcome to the Hate the Player podcast. This is episode 3, and as per usual, I have brought back my good friends Three Toes,
Hi.
and I am Arnold.
You
That noise, man, we're gonna get sued.
can't copyright a voice.
I
You can
guess.
copyright sounds. Harley Davidson actually copyrighted the sound of their exhaust
Oh, Jesus Christ!
to kind
Yeah,
of
well.
motorcycle spur it out on you for a second.
If we all right. Here's the thing: if we ever get big enough that we actually get a cease and desist letter, I will do a whole podcast in that voice.
Thing is, though, man, I think you need to jump the gun. I'm pretty sure he hasn't copywritten his voice, so you need to go ahead and do
Yeah.
it before he
Copyright his voice and then send him a cease and desist. Stop talking, please.
Please stop talking. God.
Every time you talk, you now have to pay me
I cannot
25
stop
cents per
talking.
word. Just have someone following him around all the time.
Probably
It's
greatly
collecting
improve his acting.
Yeah. You see the trailers for the movie he's going to be in with Sylvester Stallone?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
they break out of jail?
Where it's
Oh, is this
kind of like Demolition
sadness?
Man.
Yeah. Kind of like Demolition Man, but not as good.
Yeah.
No.
God, Demolition Man is amazing.
If you look at a picture of Arnold, anything in the past decade, he just looks sad.
That's what happens when you
He's
stop
governor of
lifting weights.
California. I can't do the Arnold voice. Fuck. I've got some sort of weird sinus infection. It's really
Yeah,
messing up.
I'm sick too. So yeah, I've got an upper respiratory infection, so I can't
Oh.
really do voices right now.
Well, you're a trooper for sticking around through this podcast. So,
Yeah.
thanks for that. So after the slice of life 2 minutes we just went through right there, let's get to the topics at hand. We missed a podcast because I was in Alabama. By the way,
Oh.
Arnold, I was like maybe an hour from Florida at one point, so
Yeah, that means you
Ah.
were 7 hours from me.
good. Well,
You
that's
in
about as close as I'm.
Mobile, Alabama.
The most dong-like state is, in fact, actually pretty long.
Huh, who'd have thought? But I was close to Florida, and I'm like, man, I should go over the border to be in a better state for just a little while this week.
It's not often
Oh,
that you hear
Panhandle doesn't
Florida
count as
and
better.
hear Florida described as the better state.
Oh man, go to Alabama. Go to Alabama, and you're just gonna be like, holy shit, I want my supervillain governor back. The guy here is just crazy.
Dude, Panhandle, Florida isn't much better than Alabama.
No. The further north in Florida you go, the further south you get.
God, it was miserable.
If
But-
you can get past the governing, Florida's actually kind of interesting. And there's a whole bunch of, it's not like if you're a Floridian, you're just like a douchebag, like if you're from Boston or something.
Yeah.
You could be, it's Hispanic, redneck, old as fuck. I mean,
we got it all.
yeah, it's like a microcosm in the U.S. You got rich. Well, I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah, it's something.
That was gonna get racist real quick. Nothing good happens with that.
You got the 2 Live Crew, and yeah, they're kicking around. I think one of them tried to run for mayor of
Were they
Dade
from
County
Florida?
or whatever
Oh,
it was.
Jesus. Honestly,
So-
that'd be pretty appropriate. So
Yeah,
I didn't realize Two Live Crew was from Florida.
yeah.
Huh.
That was why they got banned in Broward, Dade County, because they were a local act at the time, I believe. But I might have to go look that up before I start goofing on myself on early rap. Or yes, the exciting part of the podcast where I look stuff up on Wikipedia. To kind of belay that, we missed what every gaming podcast has been talking about for the last week or so, which is the fact that Grand Theft Auto 5 was released, and because Arnold and I have ascended to PC God heaven, we didn't bother buying that game, assuming it will eventually come out for the PC.
only a year
However,
later,
at
and then
least a year
waiting for
later.
a Steam sale. It'll be a year after that.
Yeah.
But I'll save money.
Well, listen, the bright side of this is 2 Live Crew was a hip hop group from Miami, Florida. So,
Gotcha.
anyways, now that I've proven my fucking point,
Now that you've satisfied the spurg lust, we can move on.
I needed to check that real quick.
The Spurg Lord is pleased.
Spurg for the Spurg Lord.
Yeah, there's a discussion going on later on Spurg Lords, I think, when we get into the Battlefield 4 beta. But Three Toes, you have played Grand Theft Auto
Yes.
5, and you've even played Grand Theft Auto Live. Or
Yeah,
whatever the fuck it is,
GTA Online.
Super
Is it
Grand
still
Theft
the
Auto,
lock on hell that it used to be? In 4?
the wasteland that was left behind by you
Oh,
pulling
for,
in the L
for
trigger as
the
hard as
online
possible.
stuff?
Yep.
Can you turn that off?
What?
Can you turn the lock on off like you could in 4?
Oh yeah. I haven't really tried in online or not. I guess let me start with a single player game. I finally got through all of the main story missions about 2 days ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I really didn't. I didn't put. I know some people like mainlined it and finished it in like 3 days, but having a life and a full-time job, I couldn't play every day.
Loser.
God, I'm so bad at video games.
Fuck you. Yeah.
But no, it was great. Storyline was great. I know the big complaint in GTA 4 was people saying that it was too dark, too gritty, too grim. It kind of lacked the lighthearted antics that previous titles had, and I think
too realistic.
yeah. I think GTA 5 got a little bit back to kind of being lighthearted, but not like they had a good mixture to where you had some pretty dark moments mixed in with some light moments. And
Right.
the dark moments were a little over the top to the point to where they were comical. like you could never picture like one of the main characters, Trevor. The dude's just batshit insane, and that's just his character. But to the point to where you couldn't really imagine someone actually being like that. So it's not. He does some really fucked up things in the game, but you're not really upset by it because it's to the point where it's comical.
You know what? That reminds me. The one thing I've heard about GTA 5 and Trevor was that when he picks up hitchhikers, he can bring them to a cult out in the desert.
Yeah, and technically anyone can do that, but you're introduced to that mechanic while you're playing as Trevor, and that leads into the big mechanic of this game that sets it apart from the others is that you have 3 playable characters that you can switch to at almost any time. On certain missions, obviously if you're on a mission anyway, you can't switch off of the character you're currently playing. And there's also kind of, I guess you could call it like a cooldown. Like say one of your characters gets abducted or kidnapped or is being held for ransom or something. Obviously you can't switch back to them until you resolve something else in the storyline. But for the most part, you can switch back and forth. And when you switch, you're never really sure what the other character is going to be doing. Michael and Franklin, the two, quote unquote, more normal characters, when you switch on them, they might be coming out of a coffee shop or a bar or maybe a strip club or maybe just hanging out in their house. When you switch to Trevor, he's usually getting thrown out of a bar or a hotel, or he's waking up in the middle of the desert wearing a dress, coming to from like a drug binge. Yeah, it's pretty funny. They did a really good job of kind of tailoring it to each of the characters and their personalities.
Cool.
Other than that, a lot of the mechanics are pretty much the same. Driving seemed a little bit easier in this one. Cars don't take damage quite as easily, which pissed some people off. I didn't really understand it. I mean, cars aren't invulnerable by any means, but yeah, it takes a lot longer to completely screw up your car than it did in GTA 4.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Because
Made
realism
all
is
cars.
great, but once it gets in the way of gameplay, then...
Right. And again, you're not... it's not as tight quarters as it was in GTA 4, to where you're downtown New York, tight streets. Here, if you get spun out, the roads are a lot wider. Or if you can be out in the country and just go off into a field or a mountain or something, to where you're not just getting thrown right into a building and completely screwing your car up immediately.
Right.
So, gunplay is pretty much the same. It's really easy. Just press the left trigger and it'll lock onto your target, and that's like, I found the game like pretty easy. There were really no missions that gave me any trouble at all. Like, I think for a main story mission, the most I tried was like 3 times before I got it.
And Three Toes is bad. I mean, bad at games.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Yeah,
He's horrible at this game.
I'm what you call an ambulance chaser. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty standard fare for a Grand Theft Auto game, and I think that's a good thing. Like, I've played every single Grand Theft Auto game, from 1 to the ones in London that fucking no one played. And it's a great game. I mean, it follows the series perfectly. I think they know where to change stuff and where not to change stuff, which can't be said of a lot of gaming franchises.
I was looking at Metacritic, and it was higher than Half-Life 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I think that score might come down a little bit once
back
the
in
rose-tinted
2004, I was
glasses
a
come out.
Doom 3 fan, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Monster Closets for life.
Monster Closet, yo.
I never had the machine
Yeah,
that could
for
play
show.
Doom 3.
Show. So we learned it on the streets how to get monster closets in my games. Yeah. I don't know. My thing with GTA 5 is that I think the hype was so big around it that I took one look at it and I'm like, I'm going to wait a couple months because this is going to be disappointing if I get it day one.
Right.
Also, I just finished Saints Row 4, and from what I've understood about that, because that game makes it so easy to move through the city because, you have superpowers and can basically fly from one point to another without touching the ground. It kind of, you feel like you're way too restrained in an open world game because you have to follow the road half the time.
Yeah.
So
to an extent.
I kind of had to. Yeah.
But I mean, if and the map is massive, like completely massive, and yeah, it is kind of a pain in the ass if you're going from one end of the map to completely the other end. But there is like the taxi system in game, to where, I mean, granted it'll cost you money, but eventually money is not really an issue in the game if you know what you're doing. Like, you can find ways to get money. There's like online stock markets in the game, to where you can invest in stock, and stuff you do in game will affect stock prices. So you can invest in a company, take out the CEO, and the stock price will skyrocket, and then you just sell all your shares.
Nice.
But yeah, you can always just hop in a taxi, hit A, and it'll skip the entire trip, and bam, you're where you need to be. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and of course later too, you can have access to helicopters and planes and whatnot. But yeah, it is pretty restrictive in the beginning.
And I think that's the issue with every open world. Like, even Saints Row 4, when you started, you still had to do a few missions in cars. And unfortunately for me, the hype had kind of gotten to the point where I was like, why am I in a fucking car? Why can't I jump over a building yet, motherfucker? And eventually I could. That was no problem. By like 2 hours in, I was basically flying everywhere. No issue. And you didn't have to get into a car ever again unless you wanted to do missions.
Right.
But like, I don't know. It's one of those things where if you go in from one open world game to another that has different mechanics like that, I think it just you kind of feel like you want to play one over the other instead of
yeah, I can understand
appreciating it for what it is.
Yeah, that's I mean, by the same token, that's why few people could go back and forth between Call of Duty and Battlefield.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of stuck to one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you only like the flavor of one shit. And that's the issue there.
Yeah. Nobody likes chocolate and vanilla.
Yeah. So that was the Grand Theft Auto Corner, brought to you by Three Toes and Fuck Water.
Yeah, and fuck water.
Now there's a cease and desist letter waiting to happen. How bad would that be if we got a cease and desist from a brand called Fuck Water?
I don't know,
I
man.
thought Rockstar was going to get on us. It's like, you can't associate yourself with Fuck Water on our podcast and make us look bad.
The funny thing is,
God
though,
damn
like,
it.
all the... If you've played any Grand Theft Auto game, you know kind of the parodies they do of name brands and companies and whatnot. Like, Fuck Water completely sounds like an energy drink that would be featured on Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, pretty much. They might sue Fuckwater for taking their idea for a name.
Maybe it's a former Rockstar employee. You never know.
Yeah. Well, I made really successful games for a while. I decided I wanted to get into the personal lube
There's
business.
two things I like in this world: video games and pussy.
Why is it got to be that? Why can't it be ass?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like I
Just
said,
saying.
nobody likes chocolate and vanilla.
Fuckwater, only for used in missionary position.
We're a Christian company at Fuck Water.
If you're not married, you
wish.
shouldn't be buying this.
I wish.
That's an interesting point. I wonder if there are any faith-oriented sex aids.
Yeah, big old crucifix. I think I saw that used in The Exorcist. Let's see.
I mean non-sacrilegiously.
Oh. No, you want Jesus inside you, and that's clearly the best. I don't know where I'm going with this one.
But, I guess to kind of wrap up the GTA thing, in terms of the online stuff, if you're familiar with the Red Dead Redemption Online, to where it's kind of you're in the world as free roam, and then you kind of go to places to do certain things, like in Red Dead, it was
going
like
places and doing things
Yeah.
in an open world game.
Huh.
Go on.
I'm
well,
very
like
interested.
in Red Dead, where you would go to a specific location to start like the raid on a gang hideout.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing, but scaled up a bunch more. And not all of them are instance based, to where like the races and the death matches, those are all kind of you'll kind of exit.
Did you say the races or the racists?
No, they're the same thing. The races start the death matches.
car races?
Oh.
Automobile.
Automa car. But you can also just roll around with your friends and hold up liquor stores or hunt down other players or rob people on the street.
Right.
That
It's
sort
fun
of
to do
thing.
hood rat things, and it's
So America, the game.
Pretty much.
everyone's got a gun.
Probably the only downside is I think it's limited to 16 people per free roam instance.
I heard that they bumped it up to 32. That wasn't true.
Really? I don't know. I haven't.
Yeah.
Like I said, I literally started playing online today because yesterday was a clusterfuck with all their servers going down, and even today it took a lot of tries to get connected and actually get loaded up. So I think a lot of people are kind of waiting for them to square away their stuff before they give it a try. But I'm
said scores.
Squared.
Well,
But yeah, I'm not really sure of the player count just yet.
Yeah. Well, that's one of those things I guess we'll find out about Grand Theft Auto eventually. I mean, it sounds like right now people are having trouble even getting into the online portion, so maybe it is stuck at 16 people simply because they can't get more in.
Right. And yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to scale it up eventually once they figure out how much antifreeze they need to run through their servers before they explode.
No, it's got water cooling.
liquid, cool. Fuck
Oh,
water.
Cooled by fuck
Yeah.
water.
That's a match made in heaven. Forget what I was saying earlier. This podcast has to drop its non-sponsorship from Fuckwater so it can sponsor GTA servers. man. When we lose that Squarespace account, we're not going to have anyone after that. That's going to suck.
So yeah, that's about it for my experiences with Grand Theft Auto so far. If for any reason someone's been sitting on the fence whether to buy it or not, if you like other Grand Theft Auto games, you're really gonna like this one. So, three toes approved video game.
Yeah, well, listen, I'll send Rockstar this podcast so they can put your stamp of approval on the second run, and I know that's an important thing for most game companies to have these days. Is user approval.
Oh yeah.
I was sort of hoping I could go on to Metacritic and see the user reviews had been like just bombing it, like they do everything else that comes out.
Yep.
Because
the internet is full of contrarian dickholes.
Well,
have you seen? Oh,
no, go for it.
Have you ever seen the Metacritic scores, the user reviews right after like a Call of Duty game comes out, and they're always like, the actual video game review site scores are always like 80s to low 90s because Call of Duty isn't a very good game, and the user reviews are always like 30 or below.
Yeah.
Like, this game sucks, and it's a day before release. It's like, who has these things? How do they know? That's
I mean, not to hate on Call of Duty again, but having a hit scan game in the year of our Lord 2013 is
Yeah.
Unless it's going to be some kind of space shooter with laser beams and rail guns, it doesn't need to be hit scan.
Yeah.
I can buy into that.
You satiated my Spurg lust.
But you see, the players are actually moving at a fraction of the speed of light. Therefore, they're...
Yeah, there we go. Well, we're all technically moving at a fraction of the speed of light. It's
there
just
you
a really
go.
Small fraction. Therefore, Call of Duty. So let's get off Call of Duty for a second and talk about fucking Battlefield, yo.
All right. Yeah.
Beta's out.
Yeah. I actually happened to be up when the beta launched at the God's time, 4 a.m. Eastern, and I've been reading people have been having a lot of frame rate issues. I was lucky enough not to. Apparently, people with like multi-core AMD and what's that graphics card that isn't NVIDIA? I mean, I'm not a peasant.
It's
ATI?
AMD ATI.
Yeah, ATI. Yeah. Apparently, they have an easier time getting good frames and all that. But I have a GTX 770 with an i5 4670K.
Yeah.
And I mean,
that's a lot of numbers and letters.
Well, it means something to people with computers.
Right, for the PCs
for
first.
the washed masses.
And and I was getting consistently good frame rates. The game looks great. I mean, it honestly, I don't think it looks as good as Battlefield 3, but if you remember the Battlefield 3 beta, it really looked terrible, and Battlefield 3 looked pretty good. So, I mean, it is a beta, and it is only one map, so.
Yeah, I think they said the build is like 8 weeks out.
Yeah.
So it's 2 months.
It's only one map, and I mean, honestly, it's actually a pretty good map. But the map is it's a city, and it's kind of in a horseshoe shape with a bay in the middle. So you can, and there are 2 points on each side and a point in the middle, which is a very, very tall skyscraper that can be brought down pretty easily. And then that middle point goes down to where the rubble is.
So
Levolution.
Okay, so so I played the beta on 360. And side note, it looks awful on current gen console, which I was completely expecting. I didn't realize that skyscraper could be brought down by the players. I thought that was scripted at a certain point, kind of like the radio tower in Caspian Border.
Right.
So you can bring that down.
You can blow up. Right.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now the actual falling down of the building, that is scripted.
Right.
It's not like if you hit it a certain place, it's going to fall another way.
Right,
I mean, I can kind of understand why it has to be scripted. I mean, that's not that big a deal to me.
No.
It's an interesting mechanic, a little gimmicky maybe, but just because I was playing with 16 other people in a Mumble channel, and they would have it brought down inside 30 seconds. And what were they saying? October 1st, never forget.
October 1st was an outside job.
Outside job. Yep. And I mean, all those wonderful 9/11 jokes. I mean, I guess you can make those now. It's been a while.
Oh no, you forgot what year it was.
Yeah.
But
anyway, the map layout's a horseshoe, and there are just plenty of really big buildings, which means snipers.
Yeah.
Tier 1 tactical recon snipers sitting on the rooftop, letting their team get 5 capped, but hey, they're on the roof. They win.
Now, I heard there's actually elevators up to those roofs.
There are. And they aren't actually elevators, they're actually teleporters.
Well,
yeah, they're like
Dice
fucking Starship Enterprise turbo.
Couldn't figure out how elevators work.
Yeah. I like the idea you just get beamed up to the top floor.
It's fucking quick.
I mean, you're supposed to think you're in an elevator, but yeah.
No, I mean, it makes sense if they don't have to do anything for the other floors that are not the floor you need to be on.
Well, the great part is
I'm just being spurgy.
The great part is if you're guarding the flag up top and you see one of the doors close, just go stand by that door, wait for it to open, and just start spraying, and you get a kill.
Yep. Man, but honestly, there are a lot of things I'm actually really excited for about it, which goes against my contrarian dickhole nature, because obviously any new thing is worse than the thing before it. But I'm enjoying it. Tanks have limited ammo. You get like 4 shots and then 1 in the chamber, and you shoot. You'll have 4 total shots left. And you'll have a bar that slowly not slowly, it takes maybe 2.5 shots to refill before you get another thing of ammo. So you have infinite ammo, but not really. The bad thing about it is you can't take on 2 tanks at once. You're going to run out of ammo and you're going to get screwed.
Yeah.
Good thing about it is, well, you can't really have one person dominate the map with a tank, which I guess is good and bad.
Right.
I mean, it really limits the impact of vehicles, which, I mean, depending on where you are, it's a good or bad thing.
Yeah, the thing somebody posted about that I thought was interesting, it was just earlier today actually, was that, vehicles were never meant to be this overpowered, non-stop juggernaut that just ran over puppies and good players alike. But it was supposed to be some sort of like multiplier, really. If you're a good player, you get in a tank and you now have like the equivalent of picking up the 2x points,
right?
Or 2x damage multiplier in Quake or something, and you're there. You're going to be more powerful, and if you're a good player, you'll come out on top. But it sounds like they toned it down from what it was in BF3, where you could have a guy sit at one point and just dominate an entire map.
Yeah, the ballistics on tank shells are pretty different. They're not realistic at all, because, I mean, if it was realistic, you could hit a target a mile away with barely any drop. But once again, gameplay before realism. There's a lot of drop on tank shells.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just something to get used to.
Yeah.
Vehicles don't get disabled. I mean, they get disabled, and you can get critical hits on them, which I believe is based on where you hit them. That'll stop them from moving for a little bit. But let's say you get down to 20% in the tank, your tank isn't going to degrade to nothing. You can still escape, and it'll rebuild, assuming you're not playing hardcore.
Yeah, I noticed that in the playing around in the Little Bird this afternoon. Like I guess I got critical hit, and it started flashing red, and I kind of lost control.
If you get hit with a stinger, it'll shut down your controls for a minute.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh shit, it's about to blow up. I better find a way, either land quick or get out. and then it just came right back.
With that map though, if you stick to the buildings, it's pretty hard to get stingered.
Yeah. Well, I was flying pretty high, attacking the guys sitting on top of that skyscraper.
There's no little bird in the maps or the versions I've been playing.
Really?
There's an attack chopper, and holy
geez.
crap, the attack chopper is a million times better than it was in Battlefield 3.
Really?
I mean, the rockets go exactly where there's a little bar that moves around based on how you're angled and all that, and that's where your rockets should go. Well, in Battlefield 3, sometimes it was a little off. Battlefield 4, right where it goes, and it's good. I mean, it's a lot better.
It was
the chopper gunner. I don't know. I haven't actually gunned in the chopper yet. I've just flown around.
It was kind of the same with the little bird, like with the machine gunner or the machine guns.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed to be a lot easier to tell where exactly in that crosshair they were going to hit, because you had that, and that in Battlefield 3 you had that wide ass crosshair.
Yeah, you did.
Right.
This one, it was a little tighter and it was a little easier to, and the tracers were a lot more visible as well, so you could kind of pinpoint where exactly it was going to hit.
Oh, hey.
But yeah, that's kind of weird that they gave you the attack. I guess because of player count that they gave you attack chopper in
right. No.
PC
I mean,
version.
it's great, and honestly, it really doesn't impact the map a lot with 64 players. You know, it's you'll. The big thing is if you're taking out tanks and vehicles,
right?
Which, I mean, I was. So, I mean, if you're doing that, yeah, it's a big deal.
Which I was, because I'm awesome.
Yeah, by the way.
Well,
I don't know. How'd you guys do in the beta? Did you take out any tanks? What I've been hearing a lot of is the XM25, the airburst grenade launcher for support, is basically a death cannon if you know what you're doing with it.
Where it shines is against snipers.
Yep.
Who are perched behind cover or whatever, being shitty puppies.
Uh-huh.
How it works is you zoom in, like you left trigger or right mouse button. You zoom in on a piece of geometry. Let's say it's the piece of geometry they're behind. It'll say 75 meters. So you'll aim a little above that or beside it, whatever. So the shot goes behind it. It'll go a few feet behind it and detonate.
Right.
And thereby
damage.
killing the shitlord hiding, which is a good thing.
Yep.
How long does it take to register?
The bad thing is, in the beta, supports do not have C4. They're going to in the main game, but I just really haven't been playing support because no C4? Really?
Yeah.
The light machine gun, though, fantastic.
Yeah,
really
good.
Really good. And especially you have a hollow sight with the magnifier. Magnifier is pretty impressive. I like it.
Nice. Yeah, I've been debating if I want to go in there in the beta, because it doesn't matter, and unlock the carbines, use the engineer to do that, and then go play recon so I can have my C4.
The unlocks are pretty slow.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard as much, which is unfortunate. But I guess there's a bit that you're going to have to play. I wonder. I was reading something the other day. And my memory on it's kind of fuzzy because I got like maybe 2 games in the Battlefield 3 open beta. But my memory of this is that in the open beta for Battlefield 3, unlocks were pretty quick. So I wonder if they didn't adjust this or they need to adjust that still.
I think because there are so few unlocks per class that they stretched them out.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. Not that they forgot to do anything. Also, the battle packs, which contrary to what I've been reading on the internet, EA is not going to kill your grandmother and drink her blood with battle packs.
What? Grandma,
all battle packs
you
do
can get out of hiding, Grandma.
is
it's okay.
give you a random piece of equipment that might be a little cosmetically different or something like that. It's not a big deal because let's say it gives you a flash hider. Well, there's a flash suppressor in the game that you can unlock normally. It's not that one's better than the other. It's just cosmetic bullshit and EPing shit. So I mean, it's not a pay-to-win thing. It's not going to be a big deal. Contrary, once again, to what the internet says. I mean, I'm not a big fan of EA, but it's not going to be a big deal.
Also by SimCity. It's got a new expansion out.
Fuck water. An
Fuck
EA
water.
subsidiary. Subsidiary. Whatever. Fuck.
When we ram our fists up your ass because you bought our games, remember, fuck water.
Fuck water.
Fuck water.
Fuck water.
Yeah. We used to call that alcohol, but I guess now it's the whole thing. So with the beta being out, do you feel your expectations for the game have kind of stayed the same, gone up?
It's honestly about what I expect from DICE, because as much, I mean, people may not know this, but as much as we bitch about DICE, and there will be DICE-isms, like running around and randomly dying, that sort of stuff occasionally, but I mean, that's when you build this kind of shooter, that sort of stuff is going to happen.
Right.
And DICE, for all the little bullshit, they make great games.
Yep.
And they're really enjoyable. And Battlefield 4 really seems like it addresses some of the issues of Battlefield 3, or at least tries to change it up a little bit. And it's a good thing. Battlefield 4 looks like it's going to be really good.
Well, it's good news. I mean, I sadly enough, or maybe positively enough, I definitely built my PC with the idea of playing Battlefield 4 on a PC.
Yeah, you actually didn't you buy a different video card because the minimum spec or recommended spec said 3 gig on the?
Yeah, I did, and the guy who bought it from me is posting in the Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 thread for PC, basically saying he's running it on Ultra anyways.
Yeah.
So, like, well, fuck me.
I think it's just an issue with the textures. Like,
yeah.
Because I know that some people are posting that they actually are using 3 gigs plus of video memory.
Yeah, and
but I've got a 2 gig 770, and I mean it looks good.
Yeah. Well, I think the whole setup with their recommended specs, I don't know what the deal is right now. Some people are saying that Ultra and High, the two settings there, are actually almost exactly the same, which wouldn't surprise me. If you've ever played, like, when I was doing the LP of Tomb Raider that just ended, I looked at going into Ultimate, which is their top, in all caps, of course. That's the top graphical setting for the PC is Ultimate. You do that, and the only thing that's different from Ultra, which I'd been playing in the entire time, is that Lara's hair is much better rendered. That was the only difference I could get. I'm like,
it's pretty sweet though.
Hair rendering set to maximum.
I was like recording it. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. The last couple videos in no, I'm just gonna drop it down. It doesn't look really any different.
Basically, they gave her some conditioner.
Yeah, I've been on the silent.
Individually renders strands of hair.
You can see her split ends.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I played with it on just because I wanted to justify the amount of money I spent on my computer.
Yeah, it's not hard to do that sometimes. But, well, the graphics card I bought, I got it on sale, and then I sold the other one at a pretty steep discount to the guy who bought it. Painless transaction, by the way. And I got AMD Gold out of the thing, so I sold that too. So I ended up paying like negative $10 on this graphics card, which is not bad at all. So
I'd say it wasn't. No, that's really not bad.
It's a win-win for everybody. He got a really deeply discounted, fairly new graphics card, and I got a brand new one for free, or negative $10. Which I might have to go in and readjust because sometimes there's a weird screen flicker, but I think that's because I seated it wrong. You know, my fault, not anyone else's.
Scrub.
Yeah, I'm a scrub. I've only had to reseat like 4 GPUs into the system, and I've only owned it for like 4 months.
Wow.
So, like, once a month I'm in there moving my GPU around just to see what happens. Well, the first one I had broke, like, I don't know, 2 months in or something like that, just decided to start throwing random pixels on the screen. So I RMA'd the shit out of that thing. Got a new one in, put it in, hadn't had an issue, and then I took it out to send it to the other guy and put the new one in. So,
I forgot to mention on the Battlefield 4 beta, I'm playing at a 2550 by 1440 with a 770 and an Ultra
Jesus
in it.
Christ.
It's good. Yeah.
God damn it. For about a month, solid month or two now, I've gone into Reddit every day because I hate myself and I want to feel what it's like to punch myself in the dick at work. And I've been trying to argue with the fucking Spurgs on that site.
God, don't. No, never. Rule number 1 about Reddit, never, ever go into a subreddit. It's great if you just look on the front page and say, oh, hey, this is the internet. Yay.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I go into the Battlefield 4 subreddit all the time. If you want to see some fucking Spurgs, you can say whatever you want about anyone else you want on the internet, but Reddit, it just attracts people that seem to have some sort of severe case of autism that just, like, if it's not the right thing, I'm going to lose
Vaccine
my fucking
cause.
mind. And so, for whatever reason, when the system specs were announced, and if you've looked at it, it's, AMD 4-core processor. It's a 787 or 7870 or a 660 with 3 GB of VRAM. So, first off, the VRAM in those cards generally only comes in 2 gigabytes, not 3, which is kind of concerning. But Reddit kept insisting, and I don't know why, that, you only need 3 gigabytes to run it in Ultra on dual monitors. Like, that became a fucking meme in the Battlefield 4 subreddit. And people kept reposting it. And finally, a guy from EA actually responded with, no, you're going to need a more powerful card if you want to run Ultra just on one monitor. And now look what happened. I basically spent a month posting that over and over again, getting downvoted and shouted at. And what happens? Motherfucking Arnold's running this thing at 2 gigs VRAM. Fucking just hanging out, making me look like I'm dumb. Like,
oh yeah, and at a higher resolution too. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Fuck
Dude,
you.
No, I got a great deal on this monitor.
Yeah, I just use my TV.
Oh,
It's pretty sweet.
Peasant. Oh. Bleh.
I don't want to spend another $200 on the system I built.
Bleh.
I'm not good enough for PC gaming Olympus over there.
Yep. You're voted off the mountain.
Voted off the mountain. Goddamn again.
Welcome to my
Just like that
world.
reality show. Yeah. Are you gonna just go pick up a new console? Are you gonna build a PC, Three Toes?
I don't know.
There's only one right answer.
I don't typically look that far into the future. Even if I do go the console route, I'll probably wait a month or two once they actually come out, just to kind of see which one lives up to all the hype. I'm kind of leaning towards Xbox simply because a lot of the guys I usually play with are getting one.
Right.
I mean, I'm not against building a PC, but I don't know the way my house is set up. Like, if I wanted to play it with any regularity, it'd probably have to be here in the den, and I'd have to hook it up to my TV, which would make Arnold cry. Apparently, it's just I'm
first world problems.
Yeah, pretty much. And again, like most of my computers are built around when I do get a new computer. It's usually built around music production rather than graphics. So.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. As much as Arnold and I will probably make fun of anyone who disagrees with us on getting a PC, it's not exactly for everyone.
No way.
Like if you ever go onto a site like iBuyPower or something like that, kill yourself first. Don't even buy anything. Don't even look at any of those
I spent $4,000 and got this computer that was built 2 years ago. Yeah.
What? refurb? That must mean it's really good. But like, if you go on to, you know what? Fuck it. Don't kill yourself, but go onto that site and build a computer on that site. It'll tell you all the components going into it, and then go on Newegg and compare what those components are. And you'll pay like easily like a 50% markup on everything,
Good
if
Lord.
not more. And the best part is, most of the time it's like 2 or 3 generations old in their best PCs. It's like,
Right.
oh, we crossfired these things. Fucking no one cares because Crossfire supports shit. Like, what's wrong with you? So that's my iBuyPower rant. Stop by every week at 10:30 to hear that.
I mean, I don't think I'll ever be that guy that has 2 cards SLI or anything like that. Just because, I mean, I guess maybe 3 years from now I'd get another 770 and maybe do that. But
Yeah, when it's $4.
right. But from what I've I mean, in this, correct me if I'm wrong. Why wouldn't you just get a current gen card? Just one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know what was really weird. I'm gonna get back into Reddit now, but
Fuck.
in the discussions that we kept having over there, and I only know everything I know about PCs right now because I spent maybe the better part of a month sourcing parts before I actually asked if I should do stuff.
Mhm.
And so I learned a hell of a lot about building PCs and what you're doing and when you're doing it and everything like that before I put a single screw into the one I have now. And so it actually came out pretty good, by the way. But people don't understand that when you SLI or Crossfire your cards, you don't get you don't double your VRAM magically.
Right.
Like, they don't understand what it actually is. And for the most part, when you Crossfire SLI something, or SIL, whatever the fuck you do over there and you're fucked up in the video land, this is like the PlayStation 4 Xbox 360 battle but being played out on PC. When you do that, a lot of games don't actually support that too well,
Right.
and you might actually end up running too hot and not really great. You might actually get worse performance than if you were running just one modern gen card instead of an old one or 2 old ones. It's kind of weird. Okay, so now that I've spurred out about PCs for a while, this is what I do. I just spurg out about PCs and talk to you guys about video games.
Yeah, that was a lot of
Anyways,
words.
Battlefield 4 looks like it's going to be good.
Okay.
There you go.
I won't find out till Friday, so...
Oh, peasant.
Well, I got Battlefield 3 through the Origin bundle, but I never bought the digital deluxe
It
edition
was
because
$15, and how I justified it was that the amount of time I'd spent playing Battlefield, even if I spent like another $100 on it, it'd only come to like a few cents an hour.
Yep, yeah.
So-
I mean, I did that too with my Battlefield 3 purchase. I tried to figure out exactly how much I spent per hour. It's like 20 cents.
Yeah.
So, not bad.
Right.
So I basically told my fiance didn't believe me. She thought I was building a PC and buying like a new Xbox, and I'm like, no, I built the PC so I wouldn't have to buy the new Xbox, basically. And I've only bought one game so far. She's like, what the hell is it? Battlefield 4. Pre-ordered that thing, canceled my pre-order, got on the Green Man Gaming thing, so now I've technically pre-ordered Battlefield 4 twice now.
Oops.
So, yeah, Battlefield 4. We should all play it, but I don't have early access. So, boo-hoo, the first 3 broken days of the game, I don't get to try it.
I mean, you could fire up your 360.
Yeah, I could find a hammer and beat myself in the dick
Yeah.
with it. I could cut off my own foot for no good reason.
Or 2 toes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I claim your name.
So, Lazy Fire, have you been playing anything recently, or?
No, I mean,
He's
I
been
spent
playing
the entire,
Get the Fuck out of
no, you haven't.
Alabama.
You've been doing work stuff, nerd. No.
Yeah, like I was saying, I spent the entire last week in Alabama, so it was more like Spot the Racist was the only game I was playing. It
All of
turns
them.
out it was all of them.
Did you win?
Yeah. I won a lot of things. I won no sales from my trip. I won a free visit to a Hall of Slaughter that was somebody's office. That was just a complete wall was all the bucks he's killed in his life. And
Shit.
it was kind of amazing, but you
Did he
ask
tell
him
you to
about
put lotion on your skin?
it. Yeah. No, that didn't happen. Sorry. Maybe next time I'll find that creepy guy down there who likes to tuck it in a bit before he introduces you.
I'd fuck me so hard.
Yeah, I'd fuck me.
Hard.
So, yeah, Alabama's a weird place. I don't know if it has, what, fuck it. Here's what I saw in Alabama that reminded me it was Alabama. One, a billboard that advertised lawyers' services with the tagline in pink giant text, "Yo, Sista in Law." Yo, Y-O, Sista, S-I-S-T-A, in law. That was an actual billboard I saw that reminded me I was in Alabama.
I really
I
hope
saw-
it was a black lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw
Okay.
a prayer circle in a hotel breakfast nook by the hotel staff that consisted of 20 minutes of prayer that blocked me from getting breakfast. And the prayer was stuff like, "Pray Jesus, we have good day today. Pray Jesus, no one get hurt. Pray Jesus, Sheila boy get better." Like that for about 6 minutes, and then another 10 minutes of just random other stuff. So it was that was interesting. Let's see, what else did I see? Oh yes, I saw an early 2000s Pontiac up on truck tires and raised.
That's a
So that
donk,
was a thing.
son.
I really hope it was a Sunfire.
Yeah, it was. So Dreckens is going to do that now, he said. So I like just I had no. Everyone also knew the entire SEC football schedule.
Oh, yeah.
God, you would think that
Were you in Tuscaloosa?
I was for a day or two.
Nice. Yeah. Home to Bama. The Crimson Tide, boy. Roll
I saw
Tide.
the stadium. It looked real nice.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Yeah, there was. I was going through. I was going down one of their many illustrious state roads that actually is 2 lanes and goes through cow country, and there were multiple hay rolls that had homemade Roll Tide banners.
Oh, yeah. It's
Put on them.
kind of like Aloha in Hawaii.
Yeah,
It means hello, goodbye,
almost
and I
said-
love you.
I almost said Roll Tide at somebody. I realized it would probably be best not to be ironic to a person I just met that I was trying to sell stuff to.
Honestly, though, I
So-
doubt they'd pick up on it.
Roll Tide, motherfucker.
Yeah,
That probably would have made you more sales.
yeah. We like this boy, this North boy. The funniest thing was walked into a Walmart and I saw actual alcohol in the Walmart, like a Bud Light. So no, okay, sorry. I saw water with some alcohol content in it in a Walmart, and us Yankees don't have none of that. And oddly enough, that topic actually came up the next day when we were having lunch with a customer, and I mentioned this, and the guy got really angry over the fact that I could not buy beer in a Walmart up here. Confused and then upset.
Goddamn,
What
son,
you
I thought
mean?
this was America.
Yeah, basically, he's like, "What do you mean you can't get no alcohol up in a Walmart?" And I cannot buy alcohol in a Walmart. They
Yeah.
do not sell it.
Yeah,
in
they
my
sell alcohol in WalMarts in Florida.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here,
but-
here it has to be. I'm pretty sure it has to be the ones with the grocery store attached to it, like the super
Yeah.
WalMarts.
state. Right, that's what we were in
Yeah.
because that's Alabama, so that's 90% of their stores. So, God, someday someone from Alabama is going to stab me.
Roll
The funny-
Tide.
as long as you say
Shank,
Roll
shank.
Tide, they can't stab you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this boy's all right. But the funniest thing was I made the first Facebook post I've made in months about being in Alabama and how bad it was, and I had someone from Tennessee commenting on how bad Alabama was. And I'm like, holy shit, you don't get to talk. What's wrong with you? So that's how bad Alabama
Hey, at least
was.
Tennessee has Nashville.
Yeah, I've been in
And
Nashville.
some mountains.
I've been in those mountains. I've been out there. That's why I say they don't have anything to talk to.
Well,
All my business is concentrated in the South, and I still live in Connecticut. I don't know.
South.
The South. So that's the Alabama Corner, brought to you by Lazy Fire's weird business trips that netted him no money and made him really upset.
Brought to you by Bama Football. Roll Tide.
But you know what? We're going to close this out pretty soon. But before we do, Three Toes, you had an interesting interaction on YouTube this week.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
I mean, it wasn't so much an interaction, and I guess it's just a topic in its own right in terms of YouTube superstardom and what you can expect from people on YouTube. Okay,
You didn't read the comments.
The worst.
Never read the comments.
No, I mean, well, no, that's where it all came from was the comments, and we've briefly discussed Woody's gamer tag before. He's kind of I guess if you can call someone on YouTube a big name, like he's a big name in the Call of Duty scene, and recently he's delved into playing Minecraft. And
Because who doesn't?
and putting that on show. Well, the thing is, he plays a really shitty version of Minecraft called like Factions, to where it's like taking Minecraft and trying to turn it into like a first-person shooter, which is a really dumb idea.
Which you should never do.
Yeah,
And his videos, all those videos are like fucking 5 hours long.
right. Yeah,
What the
he'll record like a live stream and put the entire 4 hours of it on YouTube, and you know. Son of a gun, some people don't like that, and they start expressing that on his channel, and by disliking the video and commenting, saying, stop putting up Minecraft, we want to see more Call of Duty, which again just leads you to believe that all these kids are 12 years old, because who would want to watch Call of Duty on YouTube constantly? And so he made another video to where he said, basically the gist of it was, you guys should support me no matter what I put up, which kind of blew my mind. Like, you're quote unquote you're an entertainer, so you kind of need to cater to your audience. You shouldn't just say, "Oh, well, you guys should just support me in whatever I do." No, they're not your family; they're your consumers. So you can't have it both ways. You're either one, an entertainer, and you cater to your audience and tailor your content to suit what they want, or you're an artist and you do whatever the hell you want and say, if you like it, great. If not, there's the door. Go watch something else. And he's basically saying, here's something you may not like, but please like it anyway.
Yeah, that stuff. I mean, that's the thing. The people who watch these things and get like obsessed with these guys, and we talked about this I think before, but one of the guys on the Minecraft server, Etho, he had somebody name their kid Etho.
Oh my god!
He didn't ask for that. Somebody did that because he thought Etho's videos were awesome. So that kid's fucked for life. Where'd you get what's your name about? Well, there's this guy on fucking YouTube. My dad's a goddamn idiot. The state took me away because of this name.
Yeah, it's crazy how obsessed these kids get with these guys on YouTube. But by the same token, like, I'm inclined to agree with them that these guys, some of these guys make close to 6 figures a year off of fucking YouTube.
Yeah, well,
How do we work that?
well, my plan is we should have this week decided which YouTube network I was going to align with in a decision I was going to call the decision. And I figured I'd be like 4 years late on the LeBron James thing and just, Get that going for me. Be topical like CNN posting viral videos from 2 years ago.
Holograms.
Oh God, yeah, let's do that. So we're gonna get holograms of Tupac
We could have a
Shakur.
podcast in Holovision.
Okay, perfect. You work that out in your spare time on your monster PC, please.
Yep.
All right,
No problem.
good. All right, we've got this taken care of. This will be done in any day now. But but these guys actually do make really decent money. PewDiePie, the most subscribed or most watched or whatever the fuck he is on YouTube, he makes he's made at least $1 million by most people's accounts right now.
Oh yeah.
There's another guy, Total Biscuit, who started out as a StarCraft and Warcraft commentator. He actually runs a StarCraft team in Korea, and he was on the Retsu Talk podcast the other week, and he mentioned that he spends $10,000 a month to keep a team of Korean StarCraft players going. Like, can you do YouTube videos? Where the fuck are you getting $10,000 a month for that?
Jesus. Yeah,
Breaking Bad?
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. Someone's got to do it now that Walter White's out of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Breaking Bad would have been a little shittier had Walter White been a YouTube commentator.
Breaking likes.
He just puts all his videos online and he's answering fucking questions like, "Hey Walter, how do I make the most pure meth?" "Oh, that's easy, kids. Here's what you do. You get a bathtub." And they're like, yeah, just fucking.
Oh
okay.
God, and his screen name would be Heisenberg.
Yeah. He just rants about bitcoins all day and complains really hard when Silk Road gets shut down.
Oh God, yeah, I've read that. That's that.
Silk Road gets shut down in an event that really mystifies nobody.
Yeah. Something about seeing libertarians get shit on just brings joy to my heart.
Yeah, they're not gonna arrest the guy who ran the site. They're just gonna drop him into Somalia. Like, good luck.
You
No
good,
government-
right?
Yeah, you're good. No government to help you out. See ya.
Don't look anyone
there's
in
a
the
guy
eyes.
with a gun. You should see if that guy with the gun wants anything.
But I mean, just to kind of wrap it up, like it's really funny how a lot of these guys have basically gotten entitled and don't realize that they're the same as like being a band now. Like,
Right.
you better keep putting out good albums, otherwise people are going to stop buying them. Like, you can't expect these people to just consume if the quality goes to shit or if it's something they don't want.
This is America, though.
Yeah. Aerosmith keeps releasing albums. No one wants that shit. They still make money. Yeah, I mean, the bigger issue, I think, is the people who end up sticking up for these guys.
Oh yeah.
And, like, they take it upon themselves to be, the
White
bravest
knights.
person on. Yeah. They want to be the bravest person on YouTube and stick up for the really popular guy against the really mean one dude who's like, "This is not a very good video. Fuck you. You should love every video he
You're such a
does."
hater. Stop being a
I
hater.
think rape isn't funny.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like whenever okay, I wouldn't suggest this unless you really hate yourself. But go ahead and go into the Battlefield not the Battlefield one. The Battlefield subreddit is basically built around hating Battlefield. It's kind of impressive. But go into like the Call of Duty subreddit and just like go in there and say, "This game isn't very good." And just watch as about 100 people, no matter how, if you reason your argument, you bring up stuff or anything like that, they will fucking jump on you. And they will tell you that you're not, you just hate it because it's popular. You like those things like Battlefield that aren't really very good, or something like that. And it's like, no, they're completely different games. You can't really compare them. If you like one style, you might not like the other. Not a big deal. That's most rational people will just say that. Mm-hmm. But when you're like personally invested in the success, yeah, you're personally invested in the success or failure of a person on YouTube or a video game or a TV show or something like that, you just can't understand why someone would think it's bad, because to you it's everything. Like, I need to watch Woody's gamer tag because he's a really smart guy and he knows how to play Call of Duty well, so I need to support him in all he does so he'll keep making videos. Like, that's really bad logic. You should support him if he makes good videos, not so he'll keep just pumping out content.
Yeah. And to go back to your Aerosmith analogy, true, they do keep putting out shitty albums, but if you go see them in concert, they know that they need to play the hits. They know no one's there to hear the new album. They play one track off the new album and then play Walk This Way like 50 times. And close out with Dream On again. Yeah, and close out with Dream On. And that's it. So yeah, the lesson of the day is don't quit your bread and butter. Like, it's great if you want to try new stuff, but understand that people aren't going to like it all the time.
Well, I think Woody's issue, if you want to look at it, isn't that he's like putting away Call of Duty videos or anything like that. He's not. He's very clearly not doing that. But he's doing something that wasn't well thought out, wasn't well planned, and he's getting something of a backlash on it, and he doesn't understand why, and people who are really dedicated to him don't understand why. But, you know, the majority of people who are just going to find this video because someone's like, look at this idiot play 4 hours of Minecraft that's not fun. You know, they're going to come in there and just go, this guy sucks. What's wrong with you people? They get shouted down. Top-rated comment suddenly becomes... Well, actually, you had top-rated comment for a while.
Yeah, I did.
Actually.
I said pretty much the exact same thing I said earlier, and it suddenly got removed.
Yeah.
So I think maybe Mr. Woodrow didn't care for it too much.
Now, Woody or fake Woody?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Fake Woody had some good lines.
Doritos. Famed. Oh, God. That's your claim to fame.
Famed YouTube commenter.
God.
That's going on my resume.
Yeah. When I apply to grad school, this will be very important.
Yep.
So, yeah, top YouTube commentator. Okay, you're accepted into the English program. YouTube's very well known for its high-rated and wonderful prose.
Please submit your portfolio of acclaimed posts and threads and YouTube comments for review.
You are a FGT. Pray tell what an FGT is, sir.
Oh, come on. If you're going to the Internet Posting University, you should know that by now. Come on. Shouldn't even be a question, Arnold. But yeah, I mean, I had a top-rated comment on a video until I kept commenting on the video in the same vein. So that probably was where my downfall was, because it was some guy who it was like Machinima sponsored channel, and the guy was like, "Hey guys, it's, you know, whatever the fuck my name is with a bunch of X's and probably a couple numbers in it.
X Elite Sniper Pro.
Fuck water.
I've got some great bolt action sniper rifle footage for you this video. But first, let's talk about how you can talk to girls." And
what?
I need to go find this. It's like my favorite video on YouTube. If he did, I think he removed it. But well, actually, no. I have another favorite video on YouTube now that I think about it. But the guy went on the street with like a mic and was approaching girls and was asking them, "Oh, girls, do you think confidence is sexy?" And the girls go, "Yeah, I think confidence is sexy." And so the guy, before he goes to Call of Duty footage, this is like a 3-minute thing, he looks at the camera, he goes, "There you have it, guys. Confidence is sexy when you talk to girls." Like, holy shit! He's trying to get like people with severe autism dates. That's a public service, I guess. But...
I don't know how to feel. He wants me to talk to people that are not in my house.
They could be in your house, but then you'd be kidnapping. Yeah, that's the problem with kidnapping people. It's kidnapping. So I commented on the video that, yeah, sometimes, guys, I go to the bar and I 360 no-scope this girl. And she knows what it's about. And, you know, it got top-rated or whatever it was. And
see, if this was done satirically, that'd be hilarious.
No, that was the funniest thing. People were actually, like, but people were responding to my comments where I completely made fun of this guy with shit like, hey man, the gameplay's pretty good. I don't know why you're harping on him trying to help people pick up girls. And I'm like, because I would never trust some guy with frosted tips in 2012, the year of our Lord, to tell me how to pick up girls while talking about Call of Duty on the side. Because last time I checked, I couldn't even talk to my fiance about Call of Duty before she just like, oh, I'm gonna go on a walk. Like, it's 1 a.m. What the hell are you doing? I'm going on a walk. When I come back, don't talk about this shit. You know. Like,
exactly.
So it was like, wow, you're so confident. How'd you become so confident? Call of Duty video. This one time, this guy was playing the game, and yeah, that for 4 minutes. That'd be great. Then I got an A10. It was really cool. Where are you going? Come back here. That's how you get the kidnapping charge. But yeah, okay. Let's finish.
Arl
this.
said a swear in chat.
Just we do this over a Skype call, and I just typed into chat, "Shut the fuck up, lazy fire."
Yeah, well, hey, that's every day at work and in real life for me. So I kind of it's just water off a duck's back at this point.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, I was actually thinking it's time to wrap it up because I kind of did want to get up in the morning. Plus, I got to go use my fuck water.
Fuck water.
All right.
Yeah, wrap it up. That's right. So, oh man, that's
what I'm
that's too
getting
much
you for a
me.
wedding present.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Ouch. My fucking brain. All right. Let's calm down. Ow. Ow. God damn it. No. Now I'm thinking about myself having sex and it's terrible. Okay. Anyways.
If you ever want to ruin any intimate moment, just say, "Yeah, girl, you like that." Mm-hmm.
Like fucking Sling Blade?
Yep.
I reckon
okay,
you make me
fantastic.
some French fried taters.
Get drier than the Sahara.
That's where the fuck water comes in.
That's right.
Yeah, good. So, for Three Toes and Arnold, I have been Lazy Fire, and this is the Hate the Player podcast, where eventually we talk about things that are relevant. Thanks for listening, everyone. It's
Get that fuck
one
water.
of our shorter podcasts.
Roll Tide.
You guys want to say anything before we leave?
Anything?
Fuck you. That's fucking 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, it never gets old. It's funny because you say anything, and then I say anything. Oh.
Okay, fuck this. We're done.
Roll Tide.